Yeah. Just fifthing them up, but don't water it down. We hit a mix it up, but don't water it down. You better get up and don't water it down. When you see it, pick it up and don't water it down. You got that? All right.
I have some like crazy radical ideas that some people are like, that's too much oversight. And I was like, okay.
Well, don't water it down. Spill it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think if more of our like municipal, they should be public. I believe that sewage and water board should not be like a, I don't know if
anything that serves the public should be public.
Utility.
Okay.
It is a public utility. It is.
And I wish that they would also invest in other, like I wish they would kick some of that investment back to us.
Well, sewage and water board is broke.
They need, I don't know, find the money, make it enough. Bitch.
Well, New Orleans doesn't.
Make it enough.
I'm not trying to be over here defending sewage and water board, but they are 100 million. Every year they're 100 million short.
I ain't got it.
How? Because of that sex room? I'm kidding.
Partially. No, because we have never recovered post-Katrina.
Oh.
Yeah, so we are supposed to be over 500,000. We're shrinking.
But
we have infrastructure. We have the largest water infrastructure system in the nation.
Where's our bailout?
Turn the pumps off, but then you know how that goes.
No, I mean like the corporate bailouts. Get us some water department bailout.
How about y'all take that
in the year of 2025?
Yeah.
How about y'all take that billions of dollars that y'all just gave?
Who got $1 billion?
Didn't ICE just get like some?
ICE, but they don't worry about New Orleans. We black.
Take some of that money and give it to.
We Southern. They don't worry
give
about
it to us. Give it to me. Give me the money.
I mean, I'm sure every county, parish in the
world.
Give me the money and watch how active it gets.
Well, you know where I think you mess up at?
The East first. The East gonna be we're gonna say, I saw what you did first. We love what you did, but I know what you did.
You got the right idea about taking the money, but you got to take it. Like literally, go get it.
Right.
Without asking. No, don't give it to me. You gotta go take it.
They're gonna give it to
me.
me.
Go do this with it.
Give me the money and watch. Just watch.
I think everybody wants the money, but we're not getting. They're not gonna give us the money. To your point, they give it to AI.
But then they act like it's limited money when they really printing it like as they feel.
Well, it's limited for you and I, not limited for the neoliberal goals of the United States.
The big HIM.
I'm sorry, disappoint.
Give me the money. Give me the money.
But I just want you to know, Sewage and Water Board does not. They couldn't give you a quarter.
Who has the money? That's why they're begging me for money because they don't have.
Literally, they don't have.
Like, girl, y'all need $20 that bad.
They like, no, but we really need that $20.
Like, yeah, girl, you saw that secret charge? That's that $20 that we need.
What is that? Because I've never paid so much for water in my life.
It's insane.
Crazy?
Yeah, it's because it seems wrong every time and it hurts.
Yeah.
Until New Orleans, you talk about a diet. Until we're able to like let go of the pumps.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Pay the minimum, defer the rest.
Can we ever let go of the pumps?
Technically, no, because we've used them for so long. We're so below sea level that no.
Oh, I was reading in this
forcing
book.
us to sink. Yeah, shout out to
an illustrated guide to the Rain Barrel Culture and Practice book.
Oh, because
created by Greenlight New Orleans. I was reading about this and I found out that our pumps have made New Orleans sink.
That's right.
More because it dried. It's pretty much like a sponge. And
it's a sponge. And we keep
everything we've done to New Orleans has made New Orleans.
And now you can't put it. I mean, you could with green infrastructure, you put water back in the system, but it's never going to raise us back up to where we were.
It's just going to have
so
us sink
we've
slower.
dug ourselves literally into an actual hole, and we can't dig ourselves out because we're obsessed with the pumps. There's first of all, there's 24 pumps that run every day, all day. I don't know if y'all knew that.
Wait.
24. They're called dry weather pumps.
Even if it doesn't rain.
Yes, because they're keeping the water table officially like low, artificially low.
Why?
And then when it rains, when they're like, is the pumps on? Then that's the really big pumps, and they turn those on when it rains.
I need to see them. Is there a way for me to take a tour of the pumps?
Oh yeah, see, you didn't do the brackage thing. You didn't do that. They did the tour.
Don't nobody tell me nothing. No, but seriously, I would like to see.
We'll make sure you're on that.
Do I get like one of the little hats and like a little vest?
Maybe depends on how nice they are that day.
They'll be nice to me.
I like that comment.
Based on your views, I don't know.
I have some great ideas about how y'all can really fix up the place.
So just give me the money, and then like you don't really need it. They're gonna
and
be
watch
like,
people will love y'all. People will happily pay you.
You remember when Jazzy Jeff got thrown out? No, it was like Will or Jazzy Jeff. Who got thrown out of the house?
Because they're a monopoly. Because they're a monopoly.
Yeah, they're a monopoly.
Didn't they just like offshoot their like gas to?
They sold it.
Yeah.
Delta Utilities, I think.
Why they so? Because they were like, this is too much.
We don't need this. We don't feel like it.
So why is Entergy so expensive?
Because they can be, because they don't have no competition. So regulate.
Our friend here at Alliance is like, I have the answer.
Think about everywhere you live.
You gotta guess, guys.
When the guests want to enter and answer the question,
come on.
Come on in. Come on.
Hey, I was over there just cackling.
Yeah.
You want to tell us who you are?
Yeah, so I'm KD. I am a community solutions manager
I just met you.
You did just meet me.
There you go. Hey, you see that?
In my brain, granted, I teach high school biology, so I'm not an expert in this. So feel free to shame me if need be.
No. We're all learning together.
When I hear the AI towers, cells are using water to cool off, and then it makes steam, I don't understand why we can't use that steam to then like power something else.
Because it's too expensive.
You mean like recycle the water molecules you're talking
Or
about?
just like
some do.
Or just like take that steam and then use it to like, I don't know, power a turbine and use that turbine to like power something else or generate. Yeah.
So that will require like behind the meter power, right? So how it's set up, like they have to go through Entergy. We actually just fought this big battle a few weeks ago where they were like, hey, we'll build the power we need. Like we don't want to charge the ratepayers. We don't want them liable to any of this risk. And the Public Service Commission and all the big, big folks, right? We're talking about like the associations. They all came down and they were like, nope. Also, all the risk literally falls on the people who pay an Entergy bill.
Damn.
Yeah. We're expecting blackouts. We just had the blackout.
And this is the thing that I don't understand what they, you were talking about this earlier, how basically Louisiana is a sacrifice zone, right? It is 100% an industrial corporate sacrifice zone for all industries that want to experiment on human bodies without risk. But the thing is for the politicians, if everybody's dead, if there's no land, what are you governing?
Yeah.
Right.
Because corporations don't need you. Right. We can all be gone out of Louisiana. We can all be moved away. We can all be dead. And then you have no job. You have no purpose. So like it's not clicking for them. Like what is the game? Because corporations aren't giving, they might give you a kickback under the table. A
little campaign
but then like
fund.
that
Greed
little
can
bit of
blind
money.
you to all of that.
You took the words out of my head.
Greed is so powerful.
It really put the blinders on.
Yeah.
Say like to the point of the fight, we fighting with the water stuff. They're gonna destroy this place. All right, so then what happens to everything y'all got going on?
Right.
Like we kind of don't think that far.
And it's crazy because if you look at Texas isn't perfect and our neighbors aren't perfect, but there's a little bit more care being taken. Just a little bit. Yeah. Why can't we take care of our own people? It's like, why are we, I don't know. It's infuriating on all. I see it, obviously we see it with the water, we see it with the energy, we see it with like housing, we see it with insurance. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't want nobody here, then just say it.
Yeah.
Just come out and say it.
Yeah.
Make it a bug.
If you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead and free yourself.
Free yourself.
Amen.
And then we can make a plan to get the hell up out of here and go somewhere where we were cared for and loved and appreciated.
So you mentioned some more radical thoughts. That's one of my radical thoughts. Like, how do we start relocating folks?
Yeah.
Right. Like, how do we get some of this funding?
Yeah. But who wants us?
We don't have to go far.
I don't know.
We can go north of I-10. I don't want to be in Alexandria, but that's where we could go. But the state is seen as an abundance source for them. Cheap energy, cheap and accessible water.
And also the government that's going to bend over backwards for them.
That's the number. That seems to be like number one.
Because
you can make it enough.
Number one
with that other stuff.
Come on in. Get you some.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the conversation.
Don't worry about these 100,000 people over
no.
here. We could flatten them out.
Flood them out.
We could radiate them.
Yep.
We already did in New Orleans. We put a bridge there. We'll just
nuke them.
Find somewhere
Let's
for them
nuke
to go.
Yeah. But again, like I said, if that's the case, just be honest with us. This idea that they say, oh, well, this is for the jobs, and we're trying to make Louisiana the best place to. No, you're not. If I don't have clean air, clean water, basic, humanity, then what's the point of living here? And then they're shocked that like we're the fifth fastest shrinking state in the union. Fifth.
We all getting eviction notices when we get back. We're gonna say, I heard all that shit.
They said, I heard what you said. Actually, you can leave
They
now.
stand outside my house. They sick of me.
They said, actually,
Where
since
you
you
at?
brought it up.
Where you
Please.
In New Orleans, in Gertown.
Oh, you brought me. I mean, how I do it.
I have always had a question. If we, let's say we were able to kind of like weasel another electricity energy provider into the city, what,
It's not happening.
let's just dream with
Yeah,
us.
Dream with me.
Okay.
What would that look like? So I guess if, let's say I were to start my like energy company, Phlegm Energy. Let's just say.
That sounds
Exactly.
nice. That's a nice
Exactly.
brand.
I ate that. I ate that. I ate that. I ate
Give us
that.
some PE.
I ate that. Keep your eyes peeled. Because when I take over Sewage and Water Board, then I'm coming for energy next. So let's say there were both of them, Phlegm Energy and then Entergy. What would that look? So I then go, am I building my own like energy situations, and then I'm the one putting my wires to your house, or like what would, or would I come and be like, here is a solar panel box, and I'm providing energy for you that way, or like what might that look like?
So, few options, right? You could purchase things from Entergy.
Okay.
Whether that's transmission or generation. Transmission is the lines. The generation is what makes the source, the power source.
Right.
You can buy from them. If you wanted to build your own, that's a much more intensive process
Right.
through the Public Service Commission, and that's where we work. So you would have to submit your RFP, right? Submit all the information. It would be subject to like intense scrutiny,
Yes.
Because we would have to find it prudent. You'd also have to go to the New Orleans City Council. So New Orleans,
Right, they run it. Yeah.
the special place in the state.
It's giving Eveline the wiggle.
Our city council regulates our energy, our source, right?
Okay.
They regulate Entergy. They're their boss. No other city in the state has that. So we have and one up, right?
Yeah.
So we have a little more power.
Right.
Yeah.
We just need the people empowered to.
But you know,
to
when their
flex.
best
Yeah, 'cause they
friends,
give
when their
you-
best friends are Entergy
Yes, that's what I'm
executives.
saying. That's how. That's
when you
where
get in
it
the
starts.
kickback.
That's where it
When you're
starts.
having lunch. So we get
This is
creative, right? We
stressful.
pass
I'm
campaign
sorry, we didn't
finance.
mean to stress
Yeah.
you out.
I need some tequila.
It's a
Wait,
nasty
wait a minute,
business,
stress
but
you out.
the reason I say it's not
She's
going to
like,
happen.
is there any good news? My
So a
lord?
few years ago, Entergy was found to be. I wish I had a map. Entergy was found to be like just not a good provider.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct.
Because there's this bottleneck part around Arkansas that's stopping that free, accessible wind energy in the north of the country from coming down here.
Yeah.
And that bottleneck only exists because Entergy will not build out the supporting line.
This
Right.
is like actually criminal.
It is. It
Isn't
is.
all of
It's
it, though?
All of it,
Isn't
but
all of it?
like this, but it's so obvious.
Isn't
So
all of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Department of Justice
We
was
started
like,
with
hey,
slaves. Now, come on now.
I'm out
All
of here.
right. Do you think it gets better or?
Yeah, so the DOJ said that.
Yeah.
They said this is illegal. Like you literally can't do this, right? And
Yeah.
the DOJ said, hey, Entergy, you have to start selling some of your transmission. Entergy never sold. What they did was they joined MISO, which is the
yeah.
So they joined MISO.
Those are people that said
They're
hey,
the air
Energy,
traffic control.
They said
Shut off the
energy.
power.
Tell your people to be gonna shut their power off in about
3 minutes.
how long? I don't know, girl.
No, so they
We'll turn it on when we're ready.
We
Wow.
got the numbers on that, right? So Entergy had actually been involved for the days before that. This wasn't a surprise. Like they
Knew about it. They
had contingencies to fight this, and at the end, in the last minute, none of the contingencies worked. And we found out it's because all of our nuclear reactors were offline. There was so much power offline that we literally couldn't even get it.
And was that intentional, or was that by design?
So some of it was planned outages.
You know,
right?
like because slavery had never stopped. They just kind of just like organized
So
it differently.
that's literally
Yeah,
what
it was a
Pub
remix.
Daddy.
everything
It was a remix.
is just an
Speaking of
extension
remixes.
of slavery.
Wait, I didn't know that we had nuclear reactors.
We have
in
nuclear.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we have it here? Everything
I
else is just.
I just assumed that all we had was the girls in the back.
Because it's on your electricity bill.
Chugging away at the
Right.
Grand Gulf is on your electricity bill.
I didn't. I just thought
Yeah.
I thought another one of them secret little like I had to pay it, so I don't know. Wow, that's.
But back to the
I am
data centers.
radicalized. This is crazy.
Back to the data centers, we found out that if something so let's say there's another power surge, right? Let's say the data center has to go offline randomly, and let's say they themselves need about 600 megawatts of power, right?
Yeah.
If they shut that power off, it's going to cascade throughout the state. and could damage the nuclear facilities. So we submitted expert testimony
around. Okay, so we're gonna have a Chernobyl situation.
We are having. It's a lot of bad stuff coming down the pipe.
Oh, it is. This is fun.
To me, if energy was hard up for money, it would make sense for them. And when I say hard up, I don't mean like broke. I mean hard up as in like I want every dollar I can get from anywhere.
Yeah.
Why would they not? I'd be like, yeah, sure, we'll bring the wind turbines to catch the wind stuff. We'll have the solar farm, but we're gonna own it. We're gonna do this. We're gonna like. To me, that is like even more.
Yeah.
I don't want to give them any ideas, but like to me, that would make the most sense to be like, I want to get this money in every single roundabout way that I can.
Don't worry, they are literally trying.
Oh, damn.
Literally.
Well,
she said, literally. Don't let that rest on your
what
shoulders.
the hell we gonna do now?
But the problem
Right
is, so this is like the actual crux of the problem, right? When it comes to these data centers, especially in a lot of this new industry we're about to get, I don't know how to say it.
Don't
water it down.
Don't water it down.
Yeah, just say it.
Yeah.
Keep it real.
So when it comes to a lot of this new stuff, it's lucrative to do it the fastest way, the cheapest way, and the most unsustainable way. Right?
Yeah, of course.
Like, what's going to always need maintenance?
Oh,
What markets are really volatile? Like, where can we get the most money? And with these data centers in particular, they circumvented that entire process. They didn't do why do you need 3 gas-fired power plants for this one data center? And no resident will get any access to that power. How is that okay? That's not okay. But guess what? If Meta decided to bail after 5 years, 10 years, data centers don't sit for long. They move. That's the point of them. They're mobile. Facebook bails in 5-10 years. Guess who's on the hook for the last 15 years for everything? All the infrastructure, for the power, the generation, us. And it will be on your
Because the deal that the state signs.
I'm about to throw this mic.
They prioritize
because
Louisianians.
they went to the Public Service Commission and said, hey, this is what we want. We want these 3 centers, these 3 gas plants. We're not going to entertain no solar. But then they're like, once they got everything they wanted, they said, okay, we'll match some solar. We'll do some good. We'll get some solar facilities going. Yeah, we'll do this green tariff is what they're calling it, right? But you're still literally stealing everything else from the people who can't afford it.
You know what song this? Remember that song? All Around the World.
Same song.
Yeah, it's just it's different.
Copy paste.
Yeah.
Well, it's called evil.
Yeah, that's
And
what I'm
evil
saying.
has
It's
no
in different
proximity.
ways, different
It's
contracts.
wherever you put it is evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So-
colonialism.
I guess
Evil.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is a product of evil.
Synonym.
my question, because I'm slowly moving from being frustrated and angry. I went from shock to anger. And then now I'm at the point where I'm like, there almost feels like there is no way out of this. So now I'm almost like laying on my back, accepting defeat. What are my options?
Don't do that.
Well, I mean, so that's what I'm trying.
Come to the city council.
Okay.
Come to city council.
I think you gotta go bigger than that.
No, you don't. Not in New Orleans, right? Because we want most immediate impacts, right? Like, how can we be quickly effective in the people that we love?
And you said go to city council.
Go to city council.
I was thinking
Or
more
get a
like
new city council.
I was thinking more
That's-
like duct tape,
We're a
Street mask.
C3, and I can't say that.
warehouses.
We have 20% of
Undisclosed
lobbying
locations.
opportunity here.
Yeah.
That's
You
right.
know,
But I'm just
unmarked
saying, we're not,
vans.
also,
You
we're not
gotta
advocating
ruin
for any
it.
particular
And you gotta
person.
ruin
But
it.
what
and
I
take it down before we
think
can.
is that we do
all
not have
this
a
has to be
council
ruined.
that prioritizes us.
Right.
They claim to prioritize us, and they don't. Because what you're telling me is, oh, they have ability to do change.
They could have stopped that gas sale.
And
they could have.
mind you, these council members, some of them have been in 8-10 years. So you had ample opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So get people who care, who won't be bought out, who don't find evil appealing and sexy. I don't care what they look like. They could be a green man. I don't really care.
Yeah.
You can get the donkey down the street if you got good ideas. That's fine with me. But
Good
the
luck
point
with
is that I'm just saying is that I understand what you're saying, and it goes all the way up to the state, the commission. We don't have people that care about us. They care about their pocketbooks and their bottom line.
Which was to my point. I would rather go above city council and everything that you're saying. And I think the only way to combat is to get a little evil in the name of good, to really make it what it needs to be.
Good
But doesn't
trouble.
violence beget violence?
What you mean?
Well, as you create violence, violence comes back to you. It's an energetic thing. So if
Not
you
if you whoop their ass good enough. You feel what I'm saying?
Shame.
Why
We're
would
back
you
at the
whip
bring
their
back
ass?
shame.
They can't get back up.
You ever smack
We got-
motherfuckers
we
so
got- we
hard
gotta
they
bring
had,
it back.
you gotta think twice? You gotta make them think twice. Kind of how they make a lot of, the victims think twice to strike back. Like they strike so hard and the consequences so heavy.
Yeah.
You don't want to buck the system, so you gotta swing back just as hard. That's the only way I know how to fight, though.
It's
Give me an
good
example of that.
trouble.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
exists.
it is good trouble.
It's good
So
trouble.
we got to bring back
Trouble.
good trouble because
Yeah,
I think
so
we
Please
lost
bring
that.
back good trouble.
So Commissioner Devontae Lewis, who is our representative at the Public Service Commission,
All
he
right.
is our good trouble, right?
All
He
right.
is our progressive
Yeah, he is.
folk on the
But he
on
needs
the-
allies,
He
'cause
needs
he's by
allies.
himself.
He needs allies.
He's by himself.
He had recently been really vocal about how terrible our governor had been going.
Okay.
So he gets
Oh yeah, and then
gets
I
on
heard
Twitter.
I heard about this story. Yeah.
He gets on Twitter,
Yes,
calls
child.
him an asshole.
He said he wrote. It says
like,
asshole.
This like literally an asshole move. Like, what are you doing, right? The next day,
Yeah.
the president, the chair of the Public Service Commission, submitted an agenda item to move him out of his vice president position, right? So this is a Friday we get this notification. The meeting is the following, like Tuesday or Wednesday. So we get folks down there. When I tell you the elders showed up, when I tell you our folks showed up, because
That's
they were
good.
like, what the hell? We are not going back. Like, that was the story. Like,
Yeah.
we're not going back.
When did it happen?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
was a few months ago. This was December.
This is pretty
9th.
recent.
No.
Yeah, I remember
and-
it.
But the vote went through, right? Party line vote. Remove him out that seat. The optics, they didn't even care. Because people were like, if you do this, you're telling me that you, one, don't want black people in this position, right? Because as vice chair, he had a little more
say.
visibility,
Yeah, yeah.
right, throughout the country. So he was able to lean on and get, what are some of the metrics around the country that would work for us? Like, really
Yeah.
start to think outside of Louisiana
Yeah.
and regionalization, right?
Yeah.
And the people that went to that meeting, they were like, dude, if you do this, you're telling us, like, we're telling you this is racist, period.
You know,
And they voted. They were like, cool, bet.
They don't. But
you
they
know,
don't
really
they already
quick
know
about that. They're like, I feel like when we're like, are you sure? This is a racist thing you're doing. And they're like, duh, girl,
Yeah.
Stupid. Where you been?
Look, they just sip the tea right in your face.
Yeah, they're like, duh. You not new to this.
Yeah.
But the reason, again, I advocate starting at city council is because that's where we in New Orleans have the most direct effect. They are Entergy's boss. So
But
this
this
gas
is what
sale,
happens.
This Delta utility.
I sat in
they
the
could've
meet.
stopped
I've
that.
sat in council meetings.
But how many niggas know to go to the meetings? Excuse me, I can't. I've been told myself not to say it.
I'm working on
I was gonna do it 3 times and I held on, bro. Damn, bro. I should have just said it. I should have said it. But from my experience in sitting in them meetings, futile. I watch them sit there, and
On their phone.
if they looking at you,
that part.
they're
Why
looking
is
at
that
you
even
like
legal?
this.
You talk about how it's
Come
legal for them to
on,
be
man.
on the phone.
Ain't
You are
rude.
giving
I
your-
bet the piss
spilling
out you.
your heart
I'm
out.
talking to
And
you
they're
and you
like,
looking at your phone.
They've told people, like, you don't even live here, so why are you here? Like, they have.
again, this is my point about having proper representation.
I was disappointed when I went.
But that's how
There
things
are-
happen. Like that's how a lot of them. Even the highways, like you mentioned, the highway. You know, one of the biggest highway plans was supposed to go through Greenwich Village in New York. You know why that didn't happen?
Of course.
They
Right.
show up and they rally and they do all that stuff, but they actually have a voice. I say all that to say, they say, yeah, you can come to the meeting, but we're going to be on our phones. 'Cause
We're not gonna listen to
ultimately,
you,
we just
stupid.
don't care. It's never going to. So back to your point about good trouble and things like that. And violence, no, violence is not right. But when you are backed up against the wall and you've
Violence
tried
is relative.
everything.
Tried everything.
Violence
What
is-
do you
who say
do?
violence is not
like,
right?
It's like, what
Well,
do I
I'm
do
just saying
next?
is that if you, it's like again we're talking about the master's tools. You can't use the master's tools to dismantle the master's
Yes.
house. So that's my whole point. Is that yes, obviously violence is a natural reaction, but if we become as much of an animal as them, then we are bound to duplicate the behavior.
No, you become more of an animal than them.
That's the problem, though.
That's not a problem.
Yes,
No, it's not.
Because if that's the case, look at Israel Palestine.
Right.
They were the victims of the Holocaust, and then now they are using the same tactics, the same behavior on Palestinians because they are using the tools that were used on them
So
They're punching
people.
there's
down.
variations in violence, right? I could use Uzis, I could use guillotines, I could use hand
Bring
grenades,
back the
so on and
guillotine.
so forth. You
I
feel
was
what I'm
raised by
saying?
the French.
So
Let it roll.
don't do the same, right? Like, cause that's what you do when you're a victim, right? You just the trauma that was put in you comes back out of you. Be more strategic, but there's no nice way to do it. There's no kind way to do
that
it.
you got to get new tools. Yes,
100%.
100%. I just want to be sure that we're not duplicating the same
No,
tools.
because
I think
then
this is out of our hands, and that's why the aliens are going to come. And I'm not even very, like, something has
I've
to
been waiting on
happen.
the aliens for a long time, and
Something
Beam me
else unworld like has to happen because we can't get this right. Like
I disagree, because look who's moving it forward. Got to be some of the stupidest people ever in the world, and I'd like to think that the people on our side we are just better, not in a moral sense, but we can actually defeat it. I hate to.
I think we can, but I think they're not going to because there's no violence. Oh, we can't. But I
And that's some
ultimately
pussy ass
agree.
shit.
If
I
it
don't like
was just the two of us, I'd love to.
I
It sounds
punch
like a
some
great
mouths,
time.
right?
But I just think it can't. It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I will say that I'm pushing back a little bit, but I was just at another conference just like 2 weeks ago in Atlanta, and they talked about like what movements are successful. Now you can argue about this or not, but they said nonviolent movements are actually more successful than violent movements because
Show me the numbers.
it's in my folder over there.
In my notebook.
It's in my notebook.
In
But I'm just saying,
totality, though, like because
in totality, it was like globally they looked at all of the social movements and they found that nonviolent movements are what I think that in the secret sauce is 3.5% of the population shows up, and does not participate in whatever is being asked of them.
Yeah.
They are more likely to be successful because once you start using the master's tools, bitch, it's my tool.
I know how this works.
I know how this works. You
I
can't
built
teach
it.
me how it works because I am the master.
I
of it.
invented the language.
I invented it. Oh, you want to use a gun? Then I'm gonna bring a Uzi. Like, you know what I mean? You can never like.
I'm not trying to match wits.
Outmaster the master.
I'm not trying to match wits, but there has to be a way to get rid of them, and I don't really think it's really kumbaya.
But I mean, think about like even in slave revolts, right? I'm not trying to go way back, but the
Please
slave
do.
revolts.
It wasn't that
It's
long
the
ago,
root.
relatively.
It's the root.
Yeah.
of it.
And it wasn't that long ago, relatively.
No,
So,
it wasn't.
yeah.
It wasn't. But I'm just saying is that the revolts that used the violence as a tool, it ended up blowing back on the black community even harder.
Right. So let's
So
refine.
it's like this is my point is that like if you can look even within Black American history examples of that.
Right. So, but my point is, I get what doesn't work. Let's get
To what, but that's what she's saying. The
It
aliens
still
is the
got
option.
us, but it still got us.
I think we skipped over
Y'all
a
let it
lot.
down.
You said they're coming from up. I
Wait
think
till
they're
they
coming.
come.
Hear
Now
me.
which aliens? Which aliens? Now we talking George
We
Clinton
still
aliens?
needed
We
the
talking
violence. We still needed the revolts and the things like
Oh,
that.
yeah, we needed it.
Unfortunately, it was just, the casualties and of course like things like that. But we still need it. So I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from too.
Yeah, I don't think there's any
That's
wrong
why we got
answer.
I think we didn't think past the violence.
Well, we're not thinking strategically, and we're not thinking
Like
institutionally.
we didn't think about what was going to happen after we defeated them.
We didn't do any world building, is what I'm hearing.
Whatever. You just stop at the violence and you beat them and not in the blood.
Because at that point, while you was fighting, you was already tired. So you got to come
that's
down
the
from the
thing.
bad,
think
right?
That's
That's
what you can't be
why
tired because
we
they don't
need-
get tired.
This is
That's my
collectively
point.
I agree.
to
I
work
agree.
together because some of us are the people
Yeah.
whose point in this thing is to go in like I'm not gonna use the G word, but ablazing.
Yeah.
I don't want people to think I'm coming to city council meetings ready to act up like that because I'm not.
There are those folks though.
I will
They
go
exist.
and
They
I will
exist.
act up at the mouth, maybe, and in the booth, but I'm not gonna go and act up with like.
But even with,
weapon.
and this is my point though,
You know what I mean?
but even councilman meetings where people did act up, because I've been in those meetings.
Nothing.
I was at the meeting when they voted to tear down all the public housing. I mean, that meeting was wow.
Yeah,
And what did they do? Boop, 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 across the board, sold it anyway.
yeah.
And this is, since Katrina, in my opinion, we have not had a council that's actually fought for us. It's
Yeah.
all smoke and mirrors.
I mean, their children.
I don't
the
think-
children are on the current council of who made that decision.
I don't think the meeting is
Yes,
where
child.
it's supposed to go down there.
Political dynasties. Political dynasties.
Yeah.
But
We
Lord
playing
have
within the lines
mercy.
if we're trying to handle it at the meeting.
But I
You
think,
got to catch them at their doorstep.
see, but here's the thing.
Disclaimer.
I think
The water flow is not advocated.
Yeah. The views expressed in this program
does
are
not.
solely that of this nigga.
But I do.
It's a lot of
but I do
bleeps.
think
It's a lot
that.
of blurs.
I think that. I think.
Yeah, I just want to.
I think that there are some of us who can
radical.
metaphorically go to their metaphorical doorsteps.
Metaphorical doorstep.
To like turn up. Metaphorically.
They do it at the mayor's house.
Oh, they do.
Right.
That's true.
But-
And that's why TD mad.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm tired of
You
y'all
see what I'm
voting.
saying? Come on.
But I do think.
Water collaborative.
They be
Does
on
not.
Louisiana, yeah.
God bless you.
Mine's
But
off,
again,
mine's off limits.
I
No.
do think.
No, I just want. We
Oh
shall
my
not be
goodness.
sued.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
You know what?
Liability.
I
Hear
do
me out.
think
I
that on the
pressure
back
works.
end of that though,
Yeah, no,
the people who are coming and like pulling up at her house and like turning up and getting active, once they like make the way, then the people whose job it is to kind of do it in
The formal one.
a non-violent way, then come through with the plans for what do we do now that we have like cleared the field.
Yeah.
What happens next? Because
Yeah.
our job is not to clear the. When I say our, I mean the not. I'm a pacifist, so like our job is not to clear the field.
Yeah.
That's y'all's job to clear
Yeah.
the field. But then
My job
our
is to write
job
the
is,
policy.
It gotta
is
be-
to
it gotta
come
be
behind
phases.
and like.
All
right,
right,
KB,
you
It
and
gotta
I,
be phases.
like,
It gotta
we
be
got each
phases.
other.
Now that it's
Like
clear,
Project
this is what we
20.
do next.
Well,
And I,
it's an ecosystem.
feel
You
me?
need storytellers, you need artists, but then you need the policy people, you need the planners, you need the
Right.
healers.
It needs to be a symphony of things
it
that
has to
happen.
be a
Everybody
symphony.
has
Not a
a role.
silver
You ate
bullet.
that, you
Every
ate that, you
movement
ate that,
has
you
to
ate
have
that,
an
you ate
ecosystem.
that.
That's why the
You
civil,
really
civil rights
did.
movement was so
Good.
successful. It had an ecosystem. Everyone played a role.
Noted.
We love to talk about Dookie Chase and be like, oh, their food is so good, but she played a role. She was a healer. She fed
Yeah.
people in between the movement.
Yeah.
We ain't got people. Look, all we got is like Keith Lee's over here talking about eating in their cars. Ain't nobody feeding the movement. And what's that new with the new Mr. Chinatown? Is that a thing? I don't
get
know.
him
but I'm
outta
just
here.
saying.
Or even the new restaurateurs.
yeah,
Right.
I didn't want to say it.
I will.
She said, "I'm not ordering it down," but I'm just saying, it's
Look
like,
at these
but
saying.
the people who we
Don't water
claim should
down.
be feeding the movement, feeding our souls, feeding our spirit. They're
Yeah.
like, I'm monetizing the movement,
Yeah.
right? Because that's what we talked about before with the podcasters. I'm just here to make a buck,
No,
right?
also,
Even if it's
yeah.
off my food, I don't give. The fact is, the only food and restaurant I can think of in New Orleans right now that's actually giving is
Chicken's Kitchen.
what?
Chicken's Kitchen.
Chicken's. No, there's two of them. It's Chicken's Kitchen, and there's a
Toots
white
is-
one.
Toots is-
Toots
yeah.
Meadery.
Yeah.
And they showed
And
out.
And they both of them. That's it. That's the only ones actually putting where their money and where their mouth is. So you got a white man and a black man. Two out of like we got more restaurants per capita than any other
color
in any
average.
other
Can I
city and
tell
state.
you why what Toops did upset me so much? I was so happy to see that work happen, but the fact that they did it when that's our city, they fed thousands of children and
Yeah.
families.
They did.
Why we not feeding
Toots
the
is
people?
also opening an extremely huge restaurant on Gravia and Carondelet.
But we have people who have owned
multiple.
multiple restaurants.
We got somebody that owns like 10.
A whole block of restaurants.
Yeah.
There is something.
Why you not feeding the
The
children?
Blank Industrial, our version of Magic Johnson and Wizard Kelly.
Listen.
Tourism industrial complex.
Tourism industrial complex.
What I will say, it was a lot of work. Just speaking about from what I know from COVID and like Revolution Foods, and it was a huge group of people who got a brigade of chefs and restaurants together that actually did feed, like were delivering food and things like that during COVID.
Yeah.
So I think that there was a misstep, and it just wasn't televised,
Yeah.
and it wasn't put
Yeah.
out there about all those places who actually helped, and they were able to keep folks staffed and things like that during. So I think it's some stuff happened behind.
We
Yeah, I
also
can
had
imagine
the
that. I can imagine that.
what was it? The community fridges.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I'm
like
saying.
and I think they are still happening, but again, I think that it's just like not as publicized. Part of it is because I know some of the people who were like organizing that,
Yeah.
they like have jobs and they were doing that as like a free thing, and I think they had funding to get the fridges.
And then the funding's dried up.
And they're like, girl, I have a 9 to 5. I can't get up here and post that.
Yeah.
And so what ends up happening is that part of what we talk about, like everything being monetized, is the way to make this kind of stuff sustainable in the world that we live now is that I have to make money from this thing so that I can actually like survive and sustain. Our dollar does not stretch like it used to.
No, I don't.
And so I think like that is part of it. And so like,
well, we have to start building cooperatives. That's the other thing too. Like we keep depending on the market to supply us. And if you look at any other industry outside, even outside of the US, when you're talking about kitchens, it's a cooperative. People are funding, even if it's $1 a month, $1 a week, and you put that into a pot, and then you can say, okay, all these chefs,
free food kitchen, free. It's a group.
Liberty Kitchen.
Liberty. Yeah.
They're more rogue than Liberty Kitchen. They're selling T-shirts and bags, and then they do it once a week.
Yeah, they're closing.
They gone.
Oh my goodness. Why? Because they're thinking. That's what I'm saying. What's going on with Black restaurants?
And
we can't.
It wasn't effective.
Okay, you can make your money, but like, why can't
they had the wrong people in the place helping those children?
And mind you, these Black
couldn't connect to them.
I used to work in the opportunity youth space, so that's why I'm so like.
And their problems are far more dire than what the program is set up for. You know, they just dire. They're just real bad. Yeah.
That's heartbreaking.
Well, we got it, especially with this big beautiful bill. Like, it's gonna be more children that's gonna go hungry.
Man, the name of this bill
on the street.
We're already feeling it in the classroom. Well, partially in the classroom, but we started feeling it at the end of the school year, which I was like, I knew it was like coming. I didn't think it was going to be as quick as it happened. But I remember she rolled through. When I say, I mean like the like gender neutral she. He rolled through. I'm talking about Donald Trump. He rolled through, and then like 30 days later, it was whispers of like, this is happening, this is happening, this is changing, this is changing. People started losing jobs, and then they were like, hey, we don't know if we can do this because funding's looking like this. Funding's changing into this, changing into that. And then summertime came, and they were like, hey, we won't be having this. They were like, next school year, we need these things, but we don't know if we can have them because like because everything's a charter school, which is also like part of the, that's why when we get the institution thing, I'd be like, girl, it's just too much. It's just too much. But they're like, we are funded by large part by like fundraising and grants to do some of the real things that we need to make a school go from okay to good or good to great. And they were like, the money's not there. We don't know if we have the money to pay this thing because they're cutting this, they're slashing that. We can't say this, we can't say that. And so,
Do you feel like the schools are gonna, like they're gonna shrink in terms of like professionals, teachers, and other folks?
We're already there. We're already feeling some of the, after Katrina, and they fired I could really get into this, but after Katrina, and they fired like 7,500 teachers while we were evacuated from a hurricane. My mom was one of those teachers, and they were just like, all right, bye.
Yeah.
Figure it out, girl. I don't know. And then whenever we came back, they were like, if you want your job back, you can apply like everybody else. We're not going to pay you as much because it's not the same thing. And then we had TFA, which I understand it was a need at a time because we needed teachers. And so they were like, we can fill that need. And I think when they originally started, it was a little bit stronger. And maybe things may be different now, but for a while, it just like it was a detriment. And experienced teachers were like, why am I teaching up in here with y'all? You are also paying me nothing. You also don't want me to come back because you can pay these new teachers less. And then as time went on, people were like, what's the point of me going to even go to college for education? When I graduated from UNO, I was one of two secondary is high school, secondary science teachers graduating in my like cohort. I was the only one in a bunch of my classes, the only Black man, if not the only Black one, in a bunch of my education classes. And then maybe like 2 or 3 years after that, UNO like closed their College of Education and like folded it in with like liberal arts. And there just are less of them. They just like, there are less people going to do it, which means that you are getting
it goes back to this point about like, we are not putting love into Louisiana. And so if you're not gonna love me as a person, I'm not gonna stay.
Right.
Especially if you travel, and I travel a lot. People actually love their citizens.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, we're in Pittsburgh. I don't live in Pittsburgh, but I feel the love here.
Yeah.
I see the love here. Like we walk down the street, you saw all the art. Like you said, you put some of that art up. The kids would tear it down. Because they're angry at the system.
Yeah.
So why are you gonna put up art and I don't have food on my table?
Yeah.
Right.
Which I understand.
Or I go to a terrible school.
Or I go to a terrible school.
Power is disconnected.
Or I don't have no water in my house right now.
Right.
I can't even take a bath.
That's my number one gripe of not being from that city at all, moving into the city after living in 3 other cities. I get there and that's my number one thing. Well, why are you moving? This city don't take care of the people. And it's blatant. And it will haunt you, especially if you're aware and you got your eyes open. It's hurtful, especially seeing, it's like having a friend like, damn, I see this girl going through so much. You still with the same person. And then so for some reason you just can't leave.
Yeah, and that's what
there's no way out. Yeah, and it feels like that. It feels like watching a bad relationship.
And you know what causes that bad relationship? It's like the boyfriend that gives you all the gifts, but then beats you behind the, you know, after he get like Mardi Gras.
Yeah, I'm gonna take you to Mardi Gras, and I'll give you those other little things.
And you'll drive through daiquiri and all the little things that make us feel special.
Troubling.
But then you get home and you get your ass whipped.
I said that.
I said that I sometimes think that New Orleans reminds me of playing The Sims.
No,
that I think it's like it's run like that.
Yeah.
Where it's or like Roller Coaster Tycoon. Where it's like,
being from New Orleans is a toxic relationship.
It's a toxic relationship.
Period. Just being from there.
And they want you to be, when I say the system wants you to be okay with it because you get your Mardi Gras. You get your beads and you get your party.
Here's your Essence Fest.
Yeah, you get your Essence Fest, you get your Jazz Fest, you get your French Quarter Fest. You got all the festivals that you can eat. You can eat yourself to death.
You can.
Literally.
Some have.
And some have.
Here's some lights on the bridge. Y'all want that?
And you can drug yourself to death.
Yeah.
And no one's going to say a thing.
Correct.
In exchange for, I'm going to beat your ass every single day. You walk outside, your ass going to get beat. Yeah. You can sit inside, actually. You don't have to leave your house. You don't have to leave, and your electricity's off, your water's not clean.
You got a hole in your roof.
You got a hole in your roof, so your insurance don't work.
Ain't no trees.
Ain't no trees.
Neighborhood.
Don't even talk about trees.
Yeah. I wonder if I'm going to go back home after this trip.
Damn.
I don't know what I'm going back to.
But
the culture.
But I was literally gonna say, I was about to say, I was like, but there is a thing. I have like, because I DJ, I get to like go different places and I kind of get to see what other places look like. And it is very rare. When I say very rare, I mean like, I mentioned to you, there were like 2 places, Chicago and Bed-Stuy, particularly in New York City, that are the closest I've ever gotten to feeling.
Oh, also, I'm going to add Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Okay.
Have you ever been in New Mexico?
I have not, but I will put that on my list.
Put it in your pocket.
I put it on my list. Every time I go somewhere and I see a thing that I like, it's never I want to leave New Orleans to come here for this thing. I want to take this back home.
Yeah.
It is never like, oh, I want to leave because it sucks. I want to bring this back. I saw we went to that restaurant yesterday and I saw that whole like listening situation with the like record setup. I was like, oh, I want this back home. I wouldn't move here for that.
No.
But that is the thing. I have not found anywhere that like scratches that itch in the same way to the same degree. And people are like, yeah, you should like leave home. And it's like, yes, if I lived in like
Costa Rica.
No shade to DeRitter or no shade to whatever.
Lake Charles.
Exactly. But
Wait,
like,
that's
it's a city in Louisiana. It's just like a very small country town. Yeah. If I was from there, I think I would say yes, leave home. My home just so happens to be
the greatest place.
The greatest city.
And frankly, in the world.
In the world. It's for somebody, I've worked in culture for over 25 years. My whole adult life is in culture, and I'm reaching a point where culture's not enough. And this is, I've solely eat off culture. And I'm starting to see that it's not sustainable, and culture is just not enough, which is why my views are extreme as they are, because something has to give. And the options you're giving me, like going to a city council meeting and sit in front of those people, I just got too much esteem about myself to subject myself to that type of interaction. and I need something bigger to happen. And the effed up part is I don't know where the F to go.
Yeah.
I don't know where to go.
That's sad. Yeah.
You know, so that's my conundrum. But culture is not enough.
Yeah.
Because what it starts to become after a while, somebody could be so funny until you find out what the rest of their life is like, and then it's like now they funny kind of sad. Like damn, that funny kind of hiding pain. It's not as much of a strength as one would think it is, because nothing else is getting fixed around it.
Yeah.
And on some adult stuff, like that's where we start looking like very unstable and got very close to insane, because nothing else is getting fixed and nothing strong enough is being done to push it back towards something to something that is an acceptable norm. You know what I'm saying? And that's the existential crisis that I guess I'm in right now.
Yeah,
You
I think
know?
that's the whole city of New Orleans. I think I'm feeling that. This year, nothing felt right to me. I think
Man.
I text somebody like, "You want an Essence?" I said, "It's not even." Regardless, we're gonna set Essence complaints aside. I just didn't feel like, why am I gonna? What am I celebrating for? Same thing with Jazz Fest. I work Jazz Fest every year. I've been working at the festival my whole life,
wasn't it.
and it didn't
It
feel
wasn't
right.
it.
Because like, if we aren't right as a people,
That's what I'm
then
saying.
what am I here to celebrate?
Yeah. We passed that point now.
We passed that point.
We passed that point. So you gotta get real. You gotta get bold, because the other side is getting bolder, and we can't just keep showing up the same way, and they just grabbing more from us.
We can't just second line with the
Second
I
line to
haven't
the
been
city
to second
council
line
meeting.
city council meeting.
I haven't
That's
been
what
to
we
second
need to
line.
do. We
in
need
2
to.
we have.
years.
It was effective.
Damn.
I
worked.
swear by second line.
But also, I do think that you were talking about the ways that we get the kids engaged. I think like that is like part of it, is to find these ways of using the way that we naturally do stuff, our like natural rhythm of life in New Orleans, to get these things done. Second lining to city council meetings. People hated this whenever COVID vaccines were going around. It was the whole like shot in a shot, and they were like, "This is so dumb." And I'm like, "Y'all," but it like
Yeah.
it
Sometimes
is
you gotta meet
working.
people where they
You gotta
are.
meet
We
people where they
just
at.
have
You have to meet
to
people where they are.
like, and teaching taught me that. I can do this all I want and be like, y'all should be using all these big lofty words, and I'm like, they're not there yet, and it is okay.
It's okay.
But it is my job to like, let's get there as close as we can together. I may not be able to bring you all there, but I can get you closer than you were before
started.
you got with me. And then I think that is like, at least in my brain, because I think it's easy for us to kind of like dig in the mud about how terrible and abusive and a hellscape New Orleans can be. But I think there are some beautiful things that we have the tools
We have the tools
to at least
and we
like
have the intelligence there too. I don't want to undermine.
to get
It's
activated.
not like we don't. We also have the most nonprofits per capita, I think, or at least we used to. And every single one of the organizations that I know are run by capable, mostly Black women, but capable human beings with extraordinary ideas that have been doing this shit for years.
The people are
Hitting
great.
the
It's the
pavement for
officials.
years.
It's the officials.
And
So it's not a lack of knowledge. It's the lack of leadership.
So we get them out.
And that's today.
And that's today's episode on Don't Water Down.
So we get them out. But yeah. All right.
Well, don't
Let's
forget
get
to
something to
never water it down, or don't water it down. Thank you for not watering it down.
All of the above.
All the
I love
above.
it.
Check.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
Tenfold over
All
now.
right.
All right.
Let's get something to eat.
This episode is brought to you by the Water Collaborative of Greater New Orleans. Make sure to subscribe on all major platforms. Thanks for listening.